technologies that are improving operations and strengthening reliability. And as part of your electric co-op, you're also part of the solution. You can help by making your home more energy efficient. Together, we have the power to make a difference.
This message brought to you by Cumberland Electric Membership Corporation.
Hi, this is Steve.
One street over there's a life I could have known, one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold, but things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Time's gone by, I've traded black dirt in.
All right. Good morning. You are tuned into 1100 WSGI, and this is Lee Marie in for U-Turn Laverne on One Street Over. And I'm so glad you all have joined us because we have first-time guests today. Well, at least two of the three are first-time guests, and that's always exciting. So let's go to the Lord in prayer. Oh, Heavenly Father, we are so grateful. You are so amazing. Thank you for today. Thank you for all my guests today. Just take these shows where you want them to go. Please guide us. We need your wisdom and your discernment. We love you. We praise you in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. All right. I am super excited today. And I said 2 out of the 3 have been here before because, Abby, you've been here before, right? No, you haven't. Just your whole family, huh? All right, let me move my microphone so I can get onto the camera. There we go. Because this is the first day that I have filled in for a U-Turn that I had 3 guests at once. So super cool. Let's go ahead and test your microphones. Both of you say hello into the microphone.
Hello.
Hello. All right, good. They're on. Hello, hello, hello. Like for the Three Stooges. I don't know if you ever watched that. Probably not. Anyway, we have Cnanah.
Yeah.
All right. And we have Agiail and Abby. And why we want to have them on is because they have a very exciting trip coming up that they are looking for people's help, but also they have an exciting fundraiser planned, which I think is super cool. I love to see stuff like that. And before we even get into that, I just want to say, last night when I was on Facebook looking for events, because that's what I do in the second hour. So first hour, I interview people. And then from 8 to 9, I do a lot of calendar stuff. So I was looking for calendar stuff. There's so many people going, there's nothing to do for the kids or the family. Well, this is a great family event, at least for fathers and daughters, right?
Yes, yes.
All right. So these 3 ladies are from, and tell them what the group is called.
So it's Bahama Bounds.
Okay.
Is the name of the group. And we're in Clarksville, Tennessee. So.
But some people live in Springfield, like Miss Abby. But now it's a group of gymnasts. How many?
So currently we have 16 girls that are part of the Bahama Bounds group that are working towards making the trip to the Bahamas in December.
Okay. All right. And so you have an event coming up, Father-Daughter Dance.
Mm-hmm.
When is that? Do we have a date?
Yes, we do. I was just going to see if the girls are going to answer. So the event is on November 2nd, and it is at 5 o'clock, and it's at the Quality Inn in Clarksville, Tennessee, off of Exit 4.
Okay, all right. And so people can still get tickets,
Oh,
I
yes,
assume.
yes. So you can purchase the tickets on Cheddar Up is the website, and we have it linked to our Facebook page, which is Bahama Bounds 2024.
Okay, all right, very good. And so, Gracie, do you have it on your Facebook page too? Okay, good, because I have you. That we got Gracie out there being our production assistant off camera.
Thank you, Gracie.
So I know, huh? You never know what's going to happen when you come through these doors. Is it posted pretty soon up there? Because I'm trying to look at your page right now. If it isn't, if you can make it the first thing on your Facebook page, that would be great. Then I can pull it up. All right. Excellent. And the father-daughter dance too, because then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and share those links on my Facebook page. So while we're talking, if anybody out there, either in radio land or internet land, misses some of the details, they can just go to my Facebook page and find it that way.
Awesome.
But yes, so these are gymnasts who are going to be going on a trip, local gymnasts, and so we want to help them out. And this fundraiser, father-daughter dance, what are the specifics, like the admission price and all that kind of stuff?
So it is $50 for a father-daughter couple, and then it's $15 for any additional daughters that they want to bring. And it's also open more than just fathers, so uncles, brothers, any male figure that's in these young ladies' lives that would like to take them out on a really nice date. This is what I call it. And there'll be refreshments. We're gonna have a photographer. We have DJ Lisa that's gonna be there, and she's pretty phenomenal. She does a lot of the school events.
You guys know DJ Lisa. You guys looked at each other like, cool. Did you ladies have something to do with that? With Lisa getting picked as a DJ?
She's a gym mom, and so she's been to some of our events.
Oh, very cool. Okay, awesome. All right, go ahead.
So we have that, and just a couple of little extra sprinkle of surprises that'll be there. We'll have American Girl doll raffle and things like that. So.
All right. Well, I'm glad that, right off that you said that, it doesn't have to be the actual father, because the thing is, it seems today that there's more like even grandparents that are raising their kids, than dads, and I know that there's just a lot of different, plus I know there's some dads that are working out of town or in the military. And so I'm sure everybody just know that you can feel very comfortable if it's not your actual dad, but, have somebody else who is a father figure in your life. And I get that, because my father died when I was 5. But the Lord blessed me with a couple men later in life who really were like dads to me. And so, what a blessing that was. So I understand that a lot of you out there be like, oh man, I wish I had a dad, or I wish my dad was local. Well, that's okay, because, look for that other person who's a father figure in your life. And they can take you out on a fabulous date. That is so exciting. So what is the attire? Is there a particular, are they asked to kind of dress up a little bit, or like, what's the...
What are you planning on wearing, Abigail?
I was planning on wearing like a nice dress, and my dad wears like a nice outfit, so like fancier clothing.
All right, and you can just come on closer to the microphone. All right, we did hear that. Abby, what about you? What are you planning on wearing?
Probably just a dress.
Okay, all right, very good. And is your dad going?
I might be working it.
Oh, you're going to be working it. Okay, all right. Well, I hope you get to also have fun at it too, because I know you guys have been working so hard on raising money, and but I don't want to get off onto those other items yet, because I still want to talk about this. So it's being held at the Quality Inn. So you said, okay,
Yep, the Quality Inn. It's off of Wilma Rudolph.
Okay, on Wilma Rudolph. Okay, so that's easy to find. And what time did the doors open?
The doors open at 5.
Okay.
Yep. So it's 5 to 8.
Okay, 5 to 8. And so is that what time it actually starts too, is 5? Okay,
Yeah.
so doors open and bam, it's starting.
Yeah.
Okay, now does this include any food or?
So there will be light refreshments available, but we picked that area because it's centralized for us in Clarksville, and also there's lots of restaurants that are around that area too.
Okay, very good. And so what is planned for the night? Are there like any type of games, or is it just mostly dancing?
So for those who haven't experienced DJ Lisa, she's super interactive, and she keeps activities going. She keeps the crowd involved. So we're just looking forward to what she brings for the night. And anything that I've ever been to that she has been involved in, whether it's been a school function or she helped DJ our community yard sale. She's really interactive, and she has activities from hula hoops to different contests to things like that. So
I'm going to have to get her contact information too.
Oh yeah, she's pretty phenomenal.
Oh, very cool. Awesome. Okay, ladies. So so you guys can go to the Bahamas and compete.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us about the team. When did you first join? Abigail, were you on it before Abby or same time?
Yeah, I was on it before her. I've been on this team since I was 5.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I went to another gym. I switched to this gym, and
Because it was better.
yeah.
I can say
And-
that. I don't know who the other gym is.
But I've
What is the name of the gym that you guys are from?
Clarksville Elite.
Clarksville Elite. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I think the team, they're just like everybody's super close to each other. It's kind of like a family.
Oh, very nice. And what areas are like your specialty? Like, do you have a favorite? Or are you just good at everything?
Well, I would say my favorite event is probably bars.
Oh, okay. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
I couldn't disagree more.
Floor
is my favorite.
Go ahead, push the microphone closer to Abby. You slide that whole thing over there. All right, so bars is not your favorite thing.
No.
No. What, floor?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, I've seen a lot of good little things that your mom has posted on your floor stuff. You're amazing. So and then when did you join the team, Abby?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Okay. And how did you find them?
I don't know. They're just a pretty popular team,
Okay.
and I'm glad I moved. It's really fun there.
Okay, so you were at another gym as well, and you found the
Mhm.
Clarksville Elite. Well, I'm glad y'all did because it sounds like it's a good one. Now, did both of you always know that you would be gymnasts, or like when you were little? I mean, obviously, you started when you were 5.
Well,
Right.
I was at the other gym when I was like 2
2?
years old.
Goodness. Mom, were you a gymnast too?
No, I was a cheerleader.
Oh, a cheerleader. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Well, related because a lot of cheerleaders do fancy
Tumble,
things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So go ahead. So you started when you were 2.
Yeah, I was it was like little mommy and me classes, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
when I was first getting into it.
Okay.
I
all
just
right.
kind of stuck with it.
Okay. And what about you, Abby? How long have you been doing it, and what made you decide you wanted to do that?
I started when I was 7, and I always knew I wanted to move higher in the levels and be really good. So
Mhm. And what
mean-
great exercise too. I mean,
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
it's something like that. And again, this also goes back to when I see all these posts about nothing to do for the kids. Well, you got to be a cool mom and just seek out stuff.
Yeah.
And like that was great. You took your daughter to the tumbling, mommy and me class, and that kind of got her interested.
Mhm.
And that's important because there are a lot of really cool things out there that strive us to be, good and excellent in your guys' case. So what is this competition in the Bahamas going to look like?
So it's actually our first year going internationally, and so it's isn't it like American or what? Cause
it's called Atlantis Crown.
yeah,
It's called Elena's
it's
Crown
like our first
Invitational.
time.
Okay.
It's the first time for us to actually go out of the States.
Go closer to the mic.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's our first time going out of the States to a competition. So we really don't know what to expect. We're assuming that it's going to be set up a lot like most of the other events that we go to, but it's actually held at Atlantis, the resort. So we're really excited about that
Nice.
aspect of it too, because that is, I have been there before and I think it's a great place to expose our girls to.
Wow, very cool. Awesome. How long do you get to go?
So the competition itself is from the 19th through the 22nd. And we are leaving the 17th and coming back on the 23rd. But they extended some time periods because families are taking more vacation.
Yeah, I was going to say you're
Mhm.
going to want to. Now let's see your shirt.
Yes.
Awesome.
So
Very
that is our Bahama Bounds logo that we have been utilizing throughout this journey to raise the
Nice.
funds for the girls.
That is so cool. And then how many girls are on the team?
So there's 16 on the Bahamas Bound. Now, as far as Clarksville Elite, there's over 100.
Okay.
100 gymnasts, but only a few of the levels are getting to have access to go to the Bahamas.
Wow. So you guys had to compete within your own studio in order to go? Is that?
No,
Oh, no. Okay.
it's just the higher levels.
Okay, just the higher levels. All right. All right. So you didn't have to go through some hardcore,
Thankfully, no.
That's
Yeah.
good, because that kind of can do certain things to friendships. Okay, all right. And so you're doing multiple fundraisers. I know that you guys originally had done a tidal wave one,
Mm-hmm.
which I love those. And so you have the new vouchers.
We do. So we have Tidal Wave. So it's a gift card to go to Tidal Wave. It's you purchase it for $10, but it's for their most expensive car wash, and it is nice.
It is, and I will vouch for that because I bought 3 or 4 from Gracie last time, and I love their $30 wash that you get for only $10. So I definitely want to get some more of those. Definitely. Oh, I'm so excited because the last ones I had, I think they expired like end of August or something. I don't know.
Do they?
The last ones. that
Oh,
I
okay.
had.
Yeah.
So you have to check and see what these ones. So do you have now? Some people might be just listening and they just want to just like send you some money to help. Well, how can they do that?
So we have an account on Cheddar Up, which is also linked to our Facebook page, as well as we have a Cash App and Venmo
Okay,
set up. Both are Bahama Bounds 2024.
Bahama Bounds 2024. Okay, and is there an email or something like that in case they want to just ask you a question? Do you have something like that you're able to give or?
Absolutely. It's Bahama Bounds 2024 at gmail.com.
Okay, Bahama Bounds 2024 at gmail.com. Excellent. All right. So I just found that. And so, yes, I will start following you guys. Wow. You have 549 followers already, huh? Pretty nice. You guys are getting out there. Awesome. So we have a little bit of time. It's actually 7:15. I'm going to go ahead and run one of our sponsor breaks. This is Lee Marie in for U-Turn Laverne, who has fall break off. And so we're going to go ahead and hear from one of our sponsors.
Are you looking for answers in the real estate community? Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty can give you the answers you're looking for. Maybe you're wondering if it's a time to buy. Is it time to sell? You're older. Is it time to downsize? Rebecca can specifically answer that question because she's one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist. So she's specifically trained to answer those questions. When it comes to selling, would you like to have a marketer on your team? Barry is a marketer. For 17 years, he was a vice president of a media marketing company in Nashville. Now he's a broker in Springfield for Exit Prime. Rebecca's office is an agency office up in White House. They combined the two to bring you Exit Prime Realty. Same great Exit team, just a new branch in the tree. No matter what your needs are, they specialize in Robertson County properties because they're from Robertson County. They've been here for nearly 30 years up in Cross Plains, but they're originally from Kentucky, so they also know the nuances of buying and selling in Kentucky and all the surrounding areas. Reach out to
Hi,
them
this is
today.
Stephen
Barry and
Burwell.
All right, we're back in studio with Bahama Bounds 2024. These are gymnasts that are going to be going competing, and we're really excited because you'll also be representing our great state of Tennessee, right? So we want to help them out. They have a father-daughter dance coming up in November. What was the date again on that?
November 2nd.
Okay, November 2nd. Awesome. All right. So how did, Bahama Bound 2024 even come into being?
So, most sports, as we know, can be pretty expensive, and gymnastics as a whole, just from us being a part of it, with the travel and the cost, the uniforms, it can be really costly. And this was one thing that was put on our calendar today. So us as parents, we got together as a group to figure out how we can make this more cost effective, and if not anything, raise enough for the individual gymnast to go, even if it's with another family or something like that. So we all kind of got together, and then we created this mission that it make it more than just raising the funds, give the girls an opportunity to work for these funds, going out, doing community service, creating teamwork, getting some work ethic in there as well. So they have been an intricate part of the things that we have been doing. So that's kind of how we started up. It started off with doing some business sponsorship, car washes, and it just has grown immensely, more than we could think of, and we are so thankful for our community.
Oh, that is great, and it's so cool that that the girls are all involved in raising those funds. And I want to talk about one thing here. You guys are all it's all different schools, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are getting friends in just all different schools,
Yes.
and even a homeschooler.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool
Mm-hmm.
because Abby is a homeschooler, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. So several different schools. How many different schools do you think are represented on this team? Well, you think about it, Mom. Oh, give me the specifics one more time on the big father-daughter dance, the date and everything.
Okay, so the father-daughter dance is November 2nd at 5 o'clock at the Quality Inn, and it is off of Wilma Rudolph off of Exit 4 in Clarksville, Tennessee.
Okay. And so the couples, one daughter and one male person is, $50.
$50.
And then any additional sister, daughter is 15.
15, correct.
Okay. And then what are the ages for it?
So we just say high school and under.
Okay, high school and under.
So 12th grade and under.
Okay.
Because I don't think that it's something that relationship, ever
Right.
ends.
Right.
But we just want to make sure that they're within the age of being
Yeah.
a
So
child.
they're going to be like cool photo ops and stuff like that.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure. She
Yes.
gets a big grin on her face there.
Mhm.
So you ladies, are you both helping out at this event? Okay.
Yeah.
With decorating and all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
So are there any particular themes or colors that you're allowed to talk about, or is it just going to be all a surprise when they walk in?
So we've been pretty consistent, and it's going to be blacks and purple and black.
Okay.
With a sprinkle of
Like
gold
your
in there.
shirts.
Our
Okay.
team colors.
Team colors. Well, doesn't that make sense? Awesome. Very cool. So you guys have, I'm sure, a lot of expenses, not only with the trip, but all like your, I was going to say costuming, but it's not it. It's uniform, right?
Yeah.
I'm used to shows. Of course, I mean, that is quite a show. Now, is that going to also, when you are over there, is that going to be like live on Facebook so we can watch you guys as well? Do you know?
I do not know.
Okay.
Typically, the meets are not
Okay.
live, but we do have parents who typically record and post their daughters, and we've been trying to do post things on our Bahama Bounds page to kind of feature the gymnasts that have been part of the group and some of their skills and
Oh.
stuff like that.
Oh, cool. I'm excited. I'm going to go on that page and look for sure. How exciting is that? Because I know when you come back, you'll say, oh, and you said there's 16 teams competing in the
No,
Bahamas?
so 16 girls that are on Bahama
Okay,
Bounds that
okay.
are raising funds.
Okay, 16 girls on your team. Do you know how many teams are going to the Bahamas? Any idea?
No.
I mean,
Most
like,
likely a lot of teams.
A lot?
Yeah.
I mean, like 20 or like 50? Do you know?
I don't know because a team can have anywhere from 3 to however many girls.
Oh.
And so it depends on how big the teams are and how
Gotcha.
many are coming.
Okay, all right. So maybe some gyms don't have as many good people like you guys have. Right? So you guys are blessed in that you have 16 coming, which is awesome, but maybe some of the other gyms only have like a few superstars.
Well, it's more so like if your coach like signs you up for the meet and stuff, but like I've been to different camps like in a bunch of different states and I've heard girls saying like, "Oh yeah, I go to that one every year." And so like a lot of people go to that one.
Okay, so it's very popular.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, we have about 5 minutes left, so think about if there's anything else you want to tell people. Again, why don't you go ahead and give that email address to get in touch with you?
Okay. The email address is bahamabounds2024@gmail.com.
And many of you know Abby Knight because she is from Springfield. And her mom is Gracie Knight. So those of you in the homeschool world, I'm sure you know Abby. And that is actually how I met your mom.
Really?
Because I was doing the show and I said, you know what? We have so many homeschoolers in Robertson County. We need to bring someone in that can talk about it. And nobody would come in except for Gracie. And so I didn't ask everybody, but she was trying to find somebody and she was like, well, I guess it's me. So she came in and, okay, great. I found the Facebook page and there it is, the upcoming event, November 2nd, 5 p.m. in Clarksville. Clarksville is not that far away, guys. And I was thinking about that today. I'm like, there's places in Springfield that like when I go there, it takes me just as long to get as to Clarksville. You know what I mean? Because like sometimes people will ask me like, oh yeah, well I live in Springfield, blah, blah, blah. Or like on Marketplace, it says Springfield, like, okay, great. And you're like driving out to like, the other side of Springfield. So, there's parts of Clarksville that are closer than Springfield parts, that's what's odd. But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share that right now on my page so that that is up there. Bahamas Bound Gymnast presents Daddy and Daughter Dance. Okay, awesome. Very cool. And they can go to bahamabounddaughter's.cheddarup.com. So that's where the ticket link is. But it's probably just easier just to go to the Facebook page and follow it there. And then I see you guys have a Bahama Bound 2024 just generic page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Great. Awesome. Very good. Well, we got all of your contact information. And you guys, when are you going to the Bahamas?
December 19th is
December 19th.
19th through the 22nd is when the actual meet is.
Okay.
So
As long as you raise enough money.
yeah,
So hear that, guys? You need to you look at these beautiful faces, these fabulous gymnasts. Send your money now. And so I you already have the Tidal Wave fundraiser, and you have just the Cheddar Up donating. Do you have any other restaurants or anything else do you know of that are active right now?
we also have a flipathon that we're doing on October 12th.
Flipathon.
So the girls are taking pledges for if they do a flip, you can pledge a certain amount up to however many the girls can do, or you can max it out.
And do they have to do all these flips in a row?
Oh, it's within a minute.
Okay, within a minute.
Yes, within a
Oh, my
minute.
goodness. Oh, now this is getting exciting now.
Yeah, so we'll go live with that on the 12th.
Oh, on the 12th.
Mhm.
Okay, Abby, how many do you think you can do in a minute? And are these all forward flips?
I think it's
Cartwheels, isn't it?
it's cartwheels, forward
cartwheels?
flips, backwards rolls.
Oh, it can be anything.
15. Yeah.
15?
15 maybe.
All right.
Maybe 20.
Maybe 20.
Ooh, okay. All right. So if people want to sponsor you right now for the flipathon, can they do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So in the comment section on Facebook, if you want to sponsor them on the flipathon, which is going to be October 12th,
Mm-hmm.
you just say how many, like $1 per flip or whatever, and then and then we'll have your information because you'll be on Facebook. So,
Yep.
well, that's a real fun one. I love that because it's so related to
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
what you do, a flipathon. I've never heard of that. When you said flipathon, I thought you were going to talk about pancakes. Oh, but I should have known better. They've got beautiful gymnast bodies. They don't need pancakes, right? Well, oh, maybe you do. You probably need a lot of carbs, huh? You probably burn like 5,000 calories a day. All right. Okay. Well, we're just wrapping up here. I'm so glad you guys were able to join us today. And thank you, Miss Gracie Knight, for setting up the interview.
Thank you. And thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Well, it's my pleasure meeting y'all, and I'm so excited to hear how you guys do. So let us know. Keep us posted here at WSGI. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. As they make the transition out, we are going to have Nick come in, and Nick Bryant is from Springfield Guitar, and he is going to be talking about a lot of different things, and so that'll be real exciting. So let's go ahead and have Nick come in and have our ladies go out. Thank you so much, ladies. Awesome. So again, this is Lee Marie. I'm in for U-Turn Laverne on One Street Over. And we're going to bring in our next guest here while I run a quick little ad here. Let's see. Join me, Lee Marie, every Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Hello, Nick. How you doing? Hey, hey. All right. You can, if you want, push two of those out if you don't mind. And we'll just push one chair over so that so it doesn't look like, we had a party and people didn't come.
None of my friends.
Oh, goodness. And what I'm going to do, too, is I'm going to switch mics. So I'm going to play an ad real quick. And let's see. Join me, Lee Marie, every Wednesday morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. on WSGI for The Go Show, your source for information, inspiration, and always some dates to add to your calendar. And every first Friday, we try to stump the wild doc. So keep sending in those puzzling health questions. You can email them to retroleemarie@gmail.com. Again, that's retroleemarie@gmail.com. I'm super excited to have Nick Bryant here. I'm going to switch microphones on you so I don't have to stretch my neck. So what I want to do, because we don't normally have three people in here, I am going to let you take this one, and I'm going to take that one. Excellent. All right, then we can both be in the same picture. All right. There we go. Very cool. All right, Mr. Nick. How long has it been since you've been on WSGI?
I'm trying to remember. It's been a minute. I know I've been on several times for other things, but it's been a good while. I know you've reached out to me several times, but that.
Put your drink over there. Oh. Just so it doesn't look like Honey, I Shrunk the Guest, because the camera makes it look like this big old tumbler,
Well, if I had a tumbler that size of coffee, I would drink it.
Are you a big coffee guy?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, huh?
That's kind of the online moniker is the caffeinated guitarist.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
So.
I forgot about that. That's right. All right. I'm going to push you up a little bit this way.
All righty.
All right. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, I don't drink coffee at all, and but I have a lot of
But you
energy.
function.
Oh, I have so much energy. I'm afraid that if I had coffee, it just I don't know.
At this point, it's just a necessity of life.
Okay.
So
Well, my husband loves it, and he definitely needs it first thing before talking or anything. But anyways, all right. So we have Nick Bryant here. He wears several cool hats. He is the head of the music ministry. Is that would be the director or worship leader?
yeah, I don't really know what we call it. Official worship leader, I guess,
right.
is the term. Music minister. Different churches have different titles.
Okay.
Flu Ellen is definitely very free
Mm-hmm.
in some of those things. So we don't. I don't know that there's. I'm sure there's an official church label, but I can't even tell you
All
what
right. Well,
it is.
he leads worship. All right. He leads worship at Flu Ellen, but then also he is a fantastic musician, and he does lessons right here in the square.
Yes, ma'am. Springfield Guitar, same store that I learned to play in myself.
Oh, that is so cool.
I'm actually third generation. So my teacher took lessons from Marlon, the owner, J.P. King. And then I went to church with J.P. out at Lights Chapel Baptist. I know you've been out there. But so we went to church together. I took lessons from J.P. growing up. And then when he stopped teaching, I took over his students.
Oh, my goodness.
So I've been doing that now for 20 years, something like that.
Wow, that is so cool. I never realized that. I think maybe is this the first time I've interviewed you on WSGI? Because I know
It
Laverne.
might be. I think
Okay.
I was here with Laverne.
Okay, yeah, I know I scheduled you before, but I think it was with Laverne. So that's cool to know that. That is really awesome. All right, and so what do you want to talk about first? Because I know there's a lot of different things you're involved with.
Yeah, isn't there though?
Because you also got Joe Hot.
Well, so the life of a professional musician, right? Not what most people think it is going to be. I was 14 and thought, I was going to be playing coliseums and selling out amphitheaters and things, and that's definitely not the path that it went. But the teaching is probably the coolest
Okay.
of all of my positions. Now I do get to travel all over the country and play with a few different artists and other things, but as cool as that is, and I thought about this the other day. I had a really good friend and mentor, Dan Kelly. He also used to teach with us at the shop, and he passed away a few years ago. And I was scanning through, because you miss your buddy, you go back through old Facebook pages.
Mm-hmm.
But what really astounded me in looking, now he was a grandmaster fiddler. I mean, one of the top fiddlers in the world in my eyes. Just phenomenal. But that wasn't what everybody commented. Everybody was commenting about how much he poured into everybody else, how he played at their church with them, how the little 6-year-old kid had their first time playing Jesus Loves Me at church, and Dan came and played. And it really made me think about that, to be that good. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm nowhere near Dan Kelly level musician. But how do you want to be remembered after that? And I thought, man, if people remember me like that, as somebody who poured into, that's so much more important than being this great player. And so I think that's why the teaching is so cool, because every week, parents trust me with their kids. I have students from age 5 to 85.
Oh my goodness.
And so to sit down with these people and get to share a part, and some people it's just a hobby. It's something they do. But there are some people that this is a life's passion. This is thing. And to kind of get to play a part of that. And I've done it long enough now. I had kids that I taught, and now I'm teaching their kids.
Oh my goodness.
And so it makes me feel a little old, but it's such a cool thing.
Yeah, no, that's
to
so
have
awesome.
these multi-generation relationships.
Definitely.
And so it's not, I mean, you can go to a big box store, I suppose, and take lessons, but at Springfield Guitar, it's just been way different because it is a family thing. I've had Bible studies in the back room. They have a regular Bible study that Marlon hosts there. It's just such a cool thing to have a generational business like that.
Well, and it just feels so good when you go in there. You know what I mean? Because it is still a mom and pop store, Right. It's not, your Guitar Center that's got, but you still find some really great things.
We do. We have actually a missionary, Randy McMoran, who is he's been bringing us a lot of guitars. He's funding a mission trip, and that's how he's been called into full-time missions. And so, yeah, we have a lot of really cool guitars, used guitars coming in lately because he's been bringing in all kinds of
I'm gonna have
stuff.
to tell Steve. Well, no, I better not tell Steven. Oh no, he's probably listening.
Well, there's one or two of them that I've bought hanging in my room, so hopefully the wife's not watching.
Oh, and you know what's really funny is one day Steven had bought something from that Mike Rogers had there, and the same week Mike Rogers had bought something that Steven had there. So it was hilarious, but that happens.
Absolutely. Well, and it's a big family. I mean, this is still a small town. I know it's a lot bigger than it used to be, but and all the musicians in town, that's
Right.
kind of where we congregate,
Right.
So
And there's quite a bit. I mean, even though it's not a huge store, there's a lot of stuff in there.
there is we a lot of guitars.
Even equipment.
Yeah, we do, and we do a lot of orders as well. So because it's a smaller store, there's not always a ton of inventory for maybe PA gear. We do have things, but it's such a hard thing to have what everyone would need. But they can do orders on those things as well.
Right.
But
Lots
it's
of instruments. Also,
lots
all
of
types.
instruments. But the lessons are the primary driving force. And a lot of the gear that we keep is geared towards those students being able to upgrade and move. So we might not have the $8,000 guitar hanging behind the counter. But there's plenty of places for that. That's not our spot. Ours is getting a student a beginner guitar, having something decent that they can upgrade to, and kind of working their way up in just that lessons program that, like I said, that I grew up in. And I still, I would love to catch, if Marlon and I are both always teaching, but I still sit with the other teachers and we all trade licks and take lessons from one another. You're never done with that. I mean, I still take a regular, I don't know if you knew Danny Ray Martin, when I know you worked at Chet some last year, and I teach there as well. It's I'm going to mess up the name, Christian Homeschool Enrichment Tutorials. But it's a homeschool group that I teach at. But anyway, I met Danny Ray there, and so I got to take a few lessons with him here lately. So it's been another neat thing. You're never done learning.
Now, when do you teach?
So I teach Monday through Thursday. So I'm there from roughly 1 o'clock till 7 or 9 o'clock, depending on the day. I have band rehearsals and things. But I generally I head out on a bus a lot of Thursday nights. So it's normally get done teaching at 9 o'clock and then go get on a bus.
Yeah. And what all do you teach?
So I teach guitar, mandolin, electric bass, harmonica, old-time banjo, ukulele. I really should have wrote these down.
It's okay.
I think that
You teach a
about
lot.
covers it.
Okay. But you don't teach voice.
I do. So I don't officially teach voice. No, I was a theory and comp major in college. I did take a lot of voice lessons and vocal coaching. So I will help my students that are playing, sing. I've taught people to sing harmony and things like that, but I don't necessarily advertise myself as a voice teacher.
Okay. Now, and people can take them right there, even if like the store hours are not.
Right. So the store typically closes at 7, but we stay on teaching. There's always somebody there till 9 o'clock at night.
Right. And do they still do like those open jams on Monday nights?
They do. They've rotated the schedule on that. I'm always teaching during those, so I used to get to pick in that a little bit, and I don't anymore. But I think that it's like an every other week or an every third Monday. I'm not sure what the rotation is because I think they actually play another place too, and so they rotate between locations. I don't really know the details.
Okay.
I'm always teaching now, so
Right. Okay. And then you have teachers, but I know you have some people there that teach piano and voice.
Yes. So we literally, so it's like everything with strings. We have drums set up in the basement. My daughter takes drum lessons there.
So there's a basement that they
Yes.
teach into? I did not know that.
That's actually where I started teaching. Was I had a room in the basement, and then
How many rooms are down there?
So now there's just the drum room. There are several rooms down there, but that we're using at the moment, just the one drum room.
Because you have to have it down there because it's so noisy.
Yeah, and even then, sitting in my room, I'm almost directly above them.
Oh,
and
so you
it's
can
not,
feel
it's
it,
not
right?
loud, but you can hear it if you listen for it. So,
okay.
But then again, I'm also the guy that has a drum set sitting in the middle of my living room, so it doesn't bother me too bad.
Well, Hattie's quite a little drummer, huh?
She loves it. You know, she was a fiddler. Both my daughters played bluegrass, played fiddle contests. I took Hattie to see Joan Jett and the Blackhearts at the Ryman Auditorium, and that pretty well killed her
how
fiddle
funny.
career. And now she plays drums and loves it. So, which is
Oh.
cool because I have one kid that still does the bluegrass thing a little bit, and we'll play a little, and then I can grab an electric guitar and live out the rock and roll fantasy with my 11-year-old daughter. So,
Oh, and that's so funny you said Joan Jett because I worked in record stores from like 81 to 92, I think it was. And so I do have a picture. The picture I have with Joan Jett was like from like 1985, and the way that all of us are situated, it's almost looks like they're all getting their picture with me, and so it's kind of funny because Joan Jett's there, but anyways, yeah.
I'll tell you, she is still putting on a rock show. So,
Wow, that is hilarious. All right, so again, the hours for Springfield Guitar.
So we're there from 10 or from 9, excuse me. It's 10, shucks. I'm never there when they open. We're there from 10 to 7,
Okay.
Monday through Thursday, 10 to 5 on Fridays, and 9 to 5 on Saturdays.
Okay. Okay, good to know. So if people want to get lessons, they can just go into Springfield Guitar and they have the binder for everybody right there, right?
Right. We have the schedule. You can also call and schedule over the phone at 615-384-6255.
One more time.
384, it's area code 615-384-6255.
Okay.
And Nick or Johnny, another Nick or Johnny
Nick-
will take care of you.
That's right, because you guys also do repair.
Yes.
So Nick, that spells his name wrong, does the
Well, you want a funny story? Call him Brad.
Oh, okay.
So there's an old Bill Monroe story that he hired a banjo player named Bill Keith. And Bill told him, he said, there's only room for one Bill in this band, so we're going to call you Brad. So I made the joke with Nick. I was like, hey, there's only room for one Nick in the store. We're going to call you Brad. Well, we have a decent amount of customers that I've told his name is Brad, and he doesn't correct anybody.
Oh, that's so funny.
So there's people that come in now, they'll call on the phone. Hey, can we talk to Brad? And he just answers to it, and we don't ever correct anybody.
That is great. I can't wait to go in now because I stop in a lot since I'm just right there on the other side of Crossroads with the. Oh, speaking of that, I have one of your students in my line dance classes, Angie Young, and she heard about it because we had a flyer over at Springfield Guitar, and you know what? She is now my best and most faithful student.
I'm going to see her in a few hours, actually.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, she's doing amazing. And now her husband is also taking lessons. They're doing swing dance. Matter of fact, last night they were in a swing dance class and they're doing awesome. So, but it's so cool that she's one of your students because it's funny because she said, I don't know if you know him, but his name's Nick Bryan. I'm like, oh, hello. You were like one of the first people I met when I moved to town.
Well, you came to I met you at Fluellen first time.
Yeah. So what a small world it is. But I love the small town. I love the small town feel, of Springfield Guitar. Now, one thing that I think is so cool, the quality of people that come out of Springfield Guitar, because I see a lot of them at Authentic Coffee on Friday nights.
Mm-hmm.
So I know that that's probably one of the most favorite places to do, jams.
Yeah, I haven't gotten down there in a lot. Of course, typically I'm on the road on the weekends. I'm trying to remember the last weekend I had off. But yeah, I love going down there. And a lot of the students go down there. I know the Browns, she's my sister. They have a duo and they go down and play. Noah and Lily Goebel go down there a lot. And so it's amazing I'm trying to put it in words, but I don't want to say unsophisticated in a bad way. But I spent a lot of money going to college, and I'm not knocking that. I got a great education doing that. But the down-home feel and there's not a lot of teachers there that are trying to sound smart or that are trying to, it is just, what do you want to play? Here's how you do it. And it was always presented to me really matter of fact and really simple. And it's still that way. We have a host of teachers up there. Franny Bryson is teaching, and she is phenomenal. She's actually just got back from her maternity leave, and so she's Gary Adams. I cannot, if you want to learn authentic bluegrass, that man is is just the authority on it. Old time music, Marlon has such a phenomenal understanding of it. So I really feel like Marlon has kind of reached out and grabbed people in different areas that can specialize and really handle that.
And that's another thing too that I was looking at on Facebook last night. You always see the people that say, there's not enough stuff to do for the kids. Well, you know what? Get them in lessons. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't have the stats, but I do hear that, kids that play a musical instrument, it's just so good for your brain. It's good for your attitude. It's good for discipline. It just teaches so much that they end up excelling in other areas.
And for me, it's been, so there are people, and the majority of my students are much more gifted naturally than I ever was. Mine was fight tooth and nail. I remember I'd been taking lessons for 2 years, and I had a friend that had gotten a guitar, and 6 months into him playing, he was substantially better than me. But that thing of not being able to play this and that's where I learned to sit and work and fight through something and choke my way through it. And most of our lives are that way, right? There's going to be a burden, there's going to be a hill, and you have to climb it and you have to fight. And for me, music was that, and I've been blessed to be able to make a career out of it. I actually came off the road and stopped traveling and playing out as much, and missed it. But I was trying to, I was working for the church. I was trying to be a family man, and being on the road was real hard. And fortunately, God has allowed me a way to do both.
God is good.
Now.
Well, and it's interesting what you said about that it didn't come naturally to you. And I want to just say, those types of people are actually the best teachers, because the people that everything just comes naturally for, they do not have as much patience, because they're like, what, how can you not see this? Whereas
I took from that guy, not JP, but I've had a lot of teachers.
And because I'm thinking about in the dance world, the same thing. I taught for a long time. I taught over 10,000 adults how to swing dance, in California. And the thing is that dancing wasn't something that I had done a long time or anything. I had 3 degrees in something else, but I just felt called into that. But I had to learn it, and so I'm very patient with people who are absolute beginners, or people that say, I have 2 left feet. I'm like, great. That's perfect. Let's go. Let's do this,
Well, and two, realizing what people's goals are. Now, I will say this is my life's passion. I love doing this. And when I first started teaching, and we're going back 20 years ago, sometimes people would come in casually wanting to take lessons, and I didn't understand why they weren't obsessed with it.
Oh, yeah.
Why it wasn't there. And the learning curve, I was young. I mean, and it took me a little while to learn that there are people, I have one student in particular, I won't name, but he doesn't care anything about ever being on a stage. He did last Christmas get up and play it. I have an annual Christmas party I have for my students, and he got up and he played. He was shaking, nervous. He did a really amazing instrumental, and then we kind of laughed afterwards, and I told him, I said, man, you did great. And he said, I'm never doing it again. and that's cool. Right. That's not his thing. He really did that as a favor to me. I wanted him to try it. He did it. I'm proud of him. And he is perfectly content to sit in his bedroom, and he plays amazing,
right.
But he doesn't really care if anybody ever hears that.
Right.
And so starting to get people's goals and realize that maybe you want to strum a little bit at church. Maybe you want to sit on the back porch or play by the campfire. Maybe you want to make a career out of it. There are so many levels, and it's all valid. And so just kind of realizing what people want to do and then focusing around that.
Right. That is excellent that you tune into that, because it's true. Some people just need a stress release, and they just want something just to be able to put their brain on the table and do something else.
There are many lessons that are also therapy sessions. So
yeah, exactly. And then the same thing, in the dance world, the same thing. Although usually I would have people that come to me that thought they would never perform. But what I found was after they, got good, then, they were more confident, and then they were like, yeah, I'll try it. And so, yeah, I had, a lot of my students actually ended up performing that never thought that they would. But yes, there were some too that were like, yeah, I did that once. It almost made me throw up. I am done. So it is good. As a teacher, just know, try to find that out. What exactly is this? Is this just an escape to get out of something else? Or, like you said, do you want to go on the road? Do you want to just be in, your room?
Absolutely. And it's all valid. The truth of the matter is, if you go back 100 years, 150 years, everybody played a little bit. It was not, they weren't necessarily playing at professional levels, but it was just part of the culture. And it is something now that it is kind of dying away. Yeah, we still have a lot of musicians, but it's not like it used to be. There are a lot of people that have never even picked up an instrument. And if you go back, however many years, it used to just be a very social thing, but you didn't all have a radio. We didn't always have a TV. We didn't have, an iPhone that could instantly play music. And so it was a very cultural thing. And that hasn't gone away. Yes, it's a little smaller, but when you put that group of musicians, I can go anywhere in the world and find music playing and have a family, have a group of friends that I can spend time with. I was in Canada a couple months ago, didn't know anybody, but we went and played a show, and the promoter invited us to this community jam. And I was able to sit with 20 or 30 Canadians.
Oh, wow.
And spend way too long. We were up till like 2 a.m. and then had to be back there at like 7 a.m. So we literally went to the hotel, took a shower, and drove back. But it's such a cool thing to
Brings
walk
people
in,
together,
right? And these people, I might never see them again. I hope to go back next year. But if I don't, we had a really cool time just hanging out and playing some music.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I hope that, people are thinking right now, like, especially if you have kids, what a great thing to get them in, because there's so many kids are just way too much. Well, and adults too. They're just connected to these electronic devices way too much. And like you said, let's bring back that feeling of community, and just being able to bust out at any event,
It's both my daughters started lessons at 4 and 5 years old, and we traveled all over surrounding states doing the fiddle contests and the bluegrass contest. And while neither one of them are really doing that anymore, it was still such a cool time. We camped out and they got to play, and they've met so many friends, and they still have, friends from that while we don't see them as much because we're not in that contest world, they're still people that they see up at the shop and they get to hang out with and talk to. And it's just, there's such a sense of community in that music world. And I've been very blessed to get to be a part of that. I know sometimes you get that deadbeat musician negative connotation on it, but I haven't really experienced that as much, especially now. Now, I will say, I said I came off the road. I wanted to be a family man, and what I had seen of road life and experience was not really conducive of that. And so we had kids. I kind of came off the road. I quit playing bars and clubs and things, and really just was trying to do it the right way. And I won't ever forget, my daughter Haley is a big Andy Leftwich fan. Andy used to play, he grew up in White House, grew up in this community. He was actually, Marlon was his first teacher.
Oh, okay.
And he wound up playing for Ricky Skaggs for, right after we got out of high school up until just a few years ago. So my daughter found Andy on YouTube. I reached out to him. He invited us up to Skaggs' studios, and we hung out there and we played. But what struck me is I'm not performing at this time. I'm playing at church, and I'm teaching lessons. Well, they had a little prayer meeting there when we got there beforehand. And this wasn't like an official Christian organization. It was just a bunch of musicians. They had a friend in the hospital. They gathered to pray for him, and then a few of them went to visit him. And there was just this very good presence, the Spirit was in this place. And I remember leaving there and thinking, I've never been around that many professional musicians in my experience, not that doesn't happen, but that were godly men. And it's really funny because I went home and I prayed about it. And I was like, Lord, I miss performing. I miss doing this. So can I do it? I said, I'm not going to go look for a band. I'm not going to look for a job. I'm going to put that request out there and I'm going to leave it be. And about 2 weeks later, I was on the road. A fella named Adam Pope, who I think has actually been in here, reached out to me through an old friend and asked me to go play with him. Good Christian guy. Actually, I'm going on the road with him. I'm leaving next Thursday. And he and I are playing with Debbie Horton and doing some shows with Branson on the road. So he reaches out. He calls me. I called a buddy of mine to go help out. That buddy then calls me back and takes me out with Joe. So now I'm on the road with Joe Hott Christian. It's not an official Christian group, but it is a group of Christians going out and playing bluegrass. Our bus driver, road manager is a pastor. Joe led worship. I lead worship. Our keyboard player from Flu Ellen, Aaron Holman, is our banjo picker. So it's
God
really
is
cool.
good.
Right. It's amazing how much better things work out when you let God orchestrate it instead of doing it yourself.
That's awesome. I love that story. That's true. Just, let God, because his plans will blow you away.
Absolutely.
And so many times we just try to just keep him in a box and we beg for something real small. And he's like, I got this huge thing for you.
Or we try to help him.
Yeah, exactly.
I like to jump the gun and try to help. And I get humbled very, very often.
Yeah.
But
so we got a few minutes left, and I do want to make sure that people get invited to Flu Ellen, where you're worship
absolutely.
leader.
So I'm not going to be able to give you the address because I'm terrible at that. But if you go behind 49 Market, it's the church on the left, a couple miles down the road. I sound like a great church employee, don't I? I can't tell you what my title is. I can't tell you the address of the church. I will say this. Flu Ellen Baptist Church is so much different than other churches I've attended, and I don't mean this in a bad way towards anybody else. But the Hope Center is a big part of our church. I know we've talked about the Hope Center on the show before, but it is a Christian 1-year rehab, and what it has done in our church, it has opened up things that maybe we would have hidden. These guys come in, they're trying to give up their addiction. They're claiming Christ and the promises that he has for them and turning away from that. And that's an amazing thing in itself. But what it's done to the rest of the church is it's opened up doors that maybe we tried to keep closed in our own lives. And there is so much repentance and there is so much just acceptance that it really just has changed the entire flow of the church.
Well, I know, I was there last Sunday, and I know during one of the songs, I saw some of the Hope guys go up, and then all of a sudden there was just 20 of them all with their arms on each other. And I started crying,
It's amazing to see that many people pray for one another. What greater gift can you give someone than to go to the Lord on their behalf? I mean, there is nothing bigger that you could do for somebody. Right. And that's the thing. And standing up leading worship, right? I can't look that way, because if I look down, it's over.
Yeah, I did see you start to get teary-eyed.
I'm not a crier, but in a situation like that, if I see them just pouring their heart out, it's over.
Yeah.
So you will see me look and walk away and go, because I can't. There's no way I'm finishing that song.
Yeah.
And
I did get the address. It is 7054 Flu Ellen Road. So again, that's 7054 Flu Ellen Road in Springfield, but that is in more the country and closer to Coopertown, right?
Yeah, right there in Coopertown areas, and Cedar Hill even as you head down that road a little further. So
it's a great church. They meet at 11 a.m.
11 a.m.
I think 10 a.m. is Bible study.
Yes, we have Sunday school at 10, 9:45, 10. They have different groups. I'm always leading band rehearsal during those times, so I don't get to go. But it starts at 10, and then we come over to the sanctuary. Great youth program. I'm not sure of the numbers now, but I think I was talking to Shane, and there's 30 plus youth there on Wednesday nights. The kids program is growing. We actually have a big fall festival coming November the 2nd from 5 to 8, and they're going to do a glow in the dark candy hunt. We have games. Myself and our drummer Malcolm are targets. I guess you get to shoot us with paintballs.
Oh.
I'm not sure how this happened. I kind of had the idea to shoot Malcolm, and now I'm a target too. But
that's hilarious.
But so yeah, we're just gonna have games and a good time. And I know a lot of the other churches are doing their fall festivals before that. So we're kind of hoping that if anybody out there wants to come and meet us and hang out, then come on, you're invited.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, thank you so much. We got everything in. I couldn't believe it. I know Joe Hott's going to come on, though.
Yes,
I
in
gave
the future, him your info.
So.
I think he was working or had some plans this week.
Yeah, he said Mondays are good, so we'll get him in the next time we have a Monday opening. So
absolutely.
But yeah, so thank you so much, Nick. I just love all the stuff that you shared. So much great information. I know a lot of people are going to want to hit you up for lessons. And so again, your lessons are Monday through Thursday.
Monday through Thursday, but we do have teachers that are there on Saturdays as well. I know Jerry teaches guitar and bass, and then Nathan teaches drums on Saturdays.
And we forgot to talk about the prices. Are the prices the same for everybody at Springfield Guitar?
Yes. So lessons are $20 per half hour, which is pretty well below the going rate. I think the going rate is around $30 for half hour. Okay. But to be honest, it's been mentioned like, well, why don't you increase prices? But I don't ever want to price anybody out of that. And I'm not saying they would never change, but it was a big deal for me to get to take lessons as a kid. And we have whole families that come in. There's families bringing 3-4 kids. And so we've kept those prices at that for a pretty, I'm trying to think how long it's been, but awesome. It's been a bunch of years that we've been at 20.
So do people come and they buy like a block of classes?
So we schedule it on a recurring schedule. Okay. So if you sign up, it's, every Monday at 5:30 or whatever. There's no contracts or anything like that. So you're not bound or sign up fees. You just call, you set up your appointment, and that is your spot. Okay. And you have that every week. And then if you need to reschedule or something, we work. Like I've worked the last couple Saturdays because I was home. So I bumped a few students over. I was playing the smoke play and I missed a few lessons because of that. So we do try to work with people as best we can on that as well. Okay. It's very handshake, good old boy business.
Awesome. So one more time, the phone number to Springfield Guitar?
615-384-6255.
Awesome. All right, you guys, no excuse now. You all been wanting to pick up that banjo or mandolin or guitar or harmonica. So now is your time. Only $20 for a lesson. Goodness, you got to get in there. Get your kids in there, especially those that keep saying there's nothing to do for the kids. Anyways, thank you, Nick, so much. And I hope people will come out to Flu Island Baptist and also hear you leading worship over there. Thanks so much. God bless.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to sign off from one street over, but guess what? I'm here with you for another hour because it's Wednesday, which means that is the Go Show. So I'm going to sign off right now, but please stay tuned because you are going to hear, I have two guests coming in, and one is an absolute first-time guest, so you're definitely going to want to stay and hear her. And then we have a reoccurring guest, but a very good one. So I hope that you will stay tuned. God bless and make it a great day.